So I recently purchased this iPhone X and it's a great condition except for one thing. When I try to set up the Face ID, which is kind of important I guess, I get the message of the iPhone saying that I need to move the iPhone up or down to make it set up, and I just cannot set it up successfully no matter what I do. And I looked up this topic a little bit deeper, and here's everything what I know so far about it, and hopefully it's going to help you. So the general rule of thumb of buying used iPhones is that if you see that the Face ID or Touch ID, in our case Face ID, is kind of faulty, or that it doesn't always work, or some terms about not being 100% accurate and stuff, well, I should tell you to avoid it altogether. Because a lot of times the Face ID cannot be repaired at all, and it's really not that easy to get it working again. It's not like replacing the front screen or something. So don't buy the iPhones with the intent of replacing it or repairing it and then having a regular iPhone. It's just gonna be a lot more difficult. If you're okay with iPhone that doesn't have a Face ID, then okay, go ahead and buy it. Face ID malfunctioning or not working is a general term that could refer to multiple things, and based on what's wrong with it, it can be either fixed or cannot be fixed at all, and it just depends on the case with every single Face ID that doesn't work. In our case, it seems that it's not going to be that bad, and there is a chance that it could be repaired. If you look up or take a look at some websites that offer services for iPhones, then they don't usually cover Face ID replacement. Like I say, it's really difficult because it's for the security, it's for authentication, and it's just not something that you can buy as a replacement piece and just put it there into the iPhone. However, if the fault is somewhere in the cables, in the electronics, or in some other things that are sort of connected and need to work in order for the Face ID to work, then it could be in theory replaced and get it to a working stage. By the way guys, really quickly before we continue with the video, I want to say that if you're new on the Apple Fox, definitely consider subscribing because I try to post videos like these all the time, and yeah, hopefully those videos can help you with your iPhone problems and stuff, and if you subscribe, something interesting may pop up on your YouTube page. Okay, let's continue with the video. So in this case, there are multiple things that you could try out in order to see if it works or where exactly the fault could be. Well, the thing is that you should try to make a phone call in order to see if the proximity sensor is working. That means that you call anyone that you want and you put your iPhone to your ear, and if the screen goes black, then the proximity sensor works, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then you should replace the earpiece speaker and also the flex cable, because the problem is probably somewhere there. If it does work, then you should go to your front-facing camera and try to take a portrait selfie. If it can distinguish the face and it just can tell where the face is so it can blur the background, then it's cool. But if it doesn't, you also have to check whether the red LED light on the dot projector is working. And if it's not doing even that, then it just cannot be repaired because the dot projector is not working. There's a very important video, and they also outline this thing and the troubleshooting and stuff. It's a video from Reway Technology, if I pronounced it correctly, and they go really deep on the technical stuff, which is great. And if you would like to replace it yourself or show it to someone who can do this kind of stuff, then you can, and you should definitely take a look at that video, and I'm gonna put the link to it down below in the description. They apparently know what they're doing, and the troubleshooting guide simply tries to see where the problem is exactly, because the dot projector, of course, sends multiple dots on your face to see and to scan it correctly, so everything has to work well. But now, realistically speaking, what are your options? Well, you have a couple of them. The easiest one is to go with an iPhone which doesn't have a Face ID. And it's, like I say, the simplest thing to do because you don't really have to care about anything. You just have an iPhone that doesn't work 200%. You could also talk to the person selling you the iPhone and tell that you didn't know about it. Depending on the situation, if you bought it on eBay, you can tell that the description doesn't match the end product, and you can perhaps return it if they accept it and stuff. It just really depends on your situation, like I say. If you have bought the iPhone as a refurbished, then it's like not a private seller somewhere on Craigslist and stuff, then you can use the warranty and stuff. And there are multiple options, of course, but you most likely are buying a used iPhone in case you have a problem like this. Or if the iPhone is just yours, then you can try to replace it, of course, and use the guide which I showed you, or look at the guys that from the YouTube page that are fixing iPhones and stuff. And yeah, just try to find out if the fault is in the flex cable or if it can be repaired or not, and then just look up some sort of technician that can do it for you. If not, you can try to do it yourself, but it's just going to be really difficult. And if you don't have any experience with this, then I wouldn't advise you to do that, because you can perhaps damage some other things, and you definitely don't want to do that. This problem is not at the end of the world, of course, so I just believe that you're going to resolve it somehow, and if not, then you just find a solution which just works for you, or that you end up with an iPhone that you're satisfied with. Anyways, I would say thank you very much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed it or did find some value in the video. In case you did, leave a thumbs up. It does help the video grow and show up to more people that perhaps may need it in the future. And also, we can see each other in the future uploads. Have a great rest of the day.